Okay, so just installed a timer switch for my bathroom exhaust fan. Just about to test it. So turning the breaker back on and it doesn't trip, which is a good thing. And now going out to test the actual switch. This Zara the doggy. Hi Zara. And then going up to test the new switch. Okay, so this is the new switch I've installed. This one, the earlier one was continuing to fail. So this is a timer switch. You can set a certain time and the exhaust fan will stay on only for that long and will turn off after then. So let's see if the other switches work first. Yeah, this is the regular light switch. This works. That's the exhaust fan up there, and it's also got a light with the exhaust fan. So let's see if that works. Everything is wired the way it should be. This white wire is the neutral wire, which a lot of devices require these days. Some older homes don't have a neutral wire, but luckily my home does. This is the exhaust fan switch. When it doesn't have anything set, it should just work like a regular switch. So there we go. That's the exhaust fan working up there. And if you turn it off, it should turn off just like a regular switch. But if you open this door, you can set a certain time for which the fan stays on. So it can stay on for 5, 15, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, and 8 hours. So generally speaking, if you use the restroom, there is the odor, from using the toilet. So that's why the fan helps get that odor out, the exhaust fan. And I think normally 5 minutes should be enough. If you take a shower, then maybe the steam from the shower stays longer, so 15 minutes. So this can be set up, and so let's try, we set it to 5 minutes to begin with. And what happens is the switch from the outside just presses the same switch from the inside. So let's try this. And it should turn off automatically after 5 minutes. Obviously you're not going to sit here and wait for 5 minutes, but basically that's the idea. 5 minutes. If you were to, let's say, clean the whole bathroom, and let's say with Clorox or something, that smell may last longer, so you may use something like 2 hours for that. But generally this is how the timer switch works. And if once you set it up, if you close the door, that setting will just stay. And obviously if you want to turn it off before then, you just press the switch again. So if you were to press it again, it turns off. Turn it back on like this. So everything's working great. That's the new timer switch I installed. This was the old timer switch, which sorry to say, but it's terrible quality. Ordered on Amazon. This one I ordered from Amazon too, but this is a Honeywell switch. Hopefully this is a better quality, but this switch, the earlier one, was terrible quality. I think it's been about maybe 2 years, but it failed. So this switch does something similar. When you were to press this, keeps moving different times, 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. The time selections are different on this one, but essentially this is the same thing that this switch does. And I can show you how this particular switch works, but it failed. So, and it keeps failing. I have several of these in the house and they keep failing after a year or 2 years. So now I want to try a different switch. This is the Honeywell switch, and these are the tools I use to. I basically just needed a screwdriver, flathead. This is the panel on top, which I will install later. But I just essentially just needed screwdrivers to change this, and flathead and Phillips head, the cross style star screwdrivers. And this Romex wire is a little bit hard to work with, but the good thing is once you set it all in, it doesn't move. It's really firm and rigid. That's the advantage of the Romex, but it's initially hard to work with because it's sort of a firm wire. And then basically these are the. I also use this actually to bend one of the Romex wires, and these are push style connectors, so I just have to push it in and into the terminals and then tighten the screw. These are the installation instructions. Essentially I just referred to this single pole installation diagram that shows what are the load, line, ground, and the neutral jumper. And I used the jumper because my neutral didn't have a spare wire coming out, so I used this jumper to connect the switch to the neutral in the box. That's basically the Honeywell 40989 in-wall push button countdown timer, and it comes pretty well packaged. There's a separate set of instructions on how to use the switch, but basically that's the switch, and hopefully it won't fail after a few years. There's Jiffy the giraffe, who knows that these switches were installed about 2-3 years ago and they keep failing. I guess they only last for about 2 or 3 years. Let's see how long this Honeywell switch lasts.